Let's go break down Caleb Williams, all 22 versus Washington. He played them late in the year, led him to 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks, put up 42 points even though his team lost. It was still a great outing versus the number 2 team by the end of the year, losing the national championship game. Caleb Williams this season, 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. It was a little bit of a step back from the year prior, but all the tools are there. And most people think he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. So let's go dive into the film and see exactly what he can do. We go a little 2x2 set. Looks like they're going to be showing some sort of cover 3, kicking down, him playing outside leverage. Defenders, stick route, quick, easy release, and accurate short game. Nothing crazy going on there. Ball comes out quick. I like his release. Not a whole lot of a windup, a little bit of a dip, but he gets the ball out quick, man, and with a lot of velocity. 1st and 10, short little motion across. They're going to bring the safety down. We'll rock and roll. Little PA boot slide with a lead blocker. Nice and easy. 2 easy completions to get him involved in this game early. Love when OCs do that. Give you the easy ones first. Get it on a roll. Feel the ball come out of your hand. There we go. Quick snap. They're all misaligned. And it's going to be a RPO. Little delayed RPO. Decision-making wise, great decision. This dude would have got swallowed up on the backfield. It's kind of all he had. It's a good reaction. He's a baller. Now they got these funky tight splits again. Some of this stuff makes it hard to watch college film because they do things to take advantage of the hashes. So see how they bump this around. 1 high, man-to-man backside, safety favoring there. Let's see what he's got. Quick game, scramble. Nice. That's money. So what do they have here? Little quick motion out, run an option route. So this receiver, in my opinion, has a 2-way go, but versus zone, if you have any way to break out, you probably want to break out because there's always a hook defender in there. He breaks in thinking it's a big play. QB sees the hook defender, knows he can't get there, so he's got to go play the second play. Got pressure, scramble. These are the things that he does with ease, man. Like just flicks it 15 yards downfield on a dot. Easy, moves the chains. He's a guy that moves around a lot, uses his legs, is creative, has like that Mahomes type of like creativity in the pocket, which scouts love, people love. Like he was ready to throw. Wasn't open. Get out of there. Next play starts. Great ball location. Money. For how much he scrambles too, and for him to only have 5 interceptions on the year, says a lot about how he took care of the football this season. Here we go. Another little take advantage of the edge. See college teams do this all the time in their run game. Here we go. Got him to jump off sides. Let's see what he does. Puts it up with a lot of air, but I don't like that at all, to be honest. He throws it out of bounds, and that for me is like you know you got him off sides. You need to throw it at a back shoulder. The DB is bailing. He's like 6 yards off. Like, I know that they'll coach this up in the NFL. Look, he's ready for the back shoulder. Just put it up and away. Give your guy a chance. Don't throw the ball away when they jump off sides. Like, that's just a throwaway ball. I think that's his first bad decision so far this game. Like, those things are easily fixable, though. Like, he just needs someone to tell him, hey, if they're bailing deep, just throw the back shoulder. But again, he just he had in his mind, he was going to take a 5-step drop, hold the safety this way, and just launch it without actually seeing the release that his receiver got. So just a missed opportunity. Safety rotates down. You're playing cover 3-ish, maybe. Actually, look at this. They're bracketing these two with these 3. The safety's so far kicked, and he's got one-on-one on an island with no safety help. And it's tough. Unfortunate because they just had a bad play call. The opportunity here is on this side, like maybe like a wide and skinny post, but they had play action boot where they're going to set the edge of the pocket, hit a little deep corner route. Receiver should probably set it a little bit more vertical, but he's had a chance. He put a lot of air on this ball. Just a little too much. I also think like he threw that off of a plant. If you guys know anything about footwork, that's a plant throw. Typically you want to throw this like with a little more tempo and be able to hitch into it, but he kind of rushes his feet at the end because he realizes the receiver gets open. Let's watch it in slow-mo. So in my opinion, what should happen is it should be a play fake. If he's throwing a corner, he's got to set up. Play fake, 1, 2, 3, hitch and throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plants, throws, doesn't hitch into it. His feet are just a little haphazard. And I know like it's college football, they'll fix that, but that's just going to be a learning curve that he has when he gets into a West Coast system, most likely in the NFL. 3rd and 1. See the decision making here. Probably just going to hand it off. Cross zone read. Keeps it. Nice job making somebody miss. That's great. Ooh, that's nasty. I love that. These are the things, man. When you have athletic quarterbacks, you can be creative on 3rd down. And they like this guy one-on-one in space with a lot of people. Little stutter, hezzy. Gets enough to get his arm out. I love that. Love that. It was B button, little Madden B button. We know he's athletic. We know he can scramble and he's creative, which we love to see. Here we go. We're going to have a little RPO release probably. Can he do it again? Can he get to the edge? He does. He does. That was really bad by the defender. Defense had this schemed up perfectly. They call it slant scrape when they want to make sure that the read defender forces the quarterback to pull it. His whole rule is if this guy slants, he has to pull it, but then he's unaccounted for in the blocking scheme. So defensive wise, great play call, bad play by 10. Take a shot at his outside shoulder, force him back inside because you got guys coming. Can't lose contain. But good job by Caleb. All right. Zone read, balls out, a play fake. That was probably catchable. Definitely PI. Put a lot of air on that ball. I just think like trajectory wise, I want to see him just like level 2 some of these a little bit more. Like, I don't know. I just want to see a little bit more level 2 and back shoulder ops. Ended up being decent ball placement, but I don't think it needed to be that close. Yeah, you don't have enough room. You don't have enough room down there with a play fake. But these are all things that, again, like as he gets through year 1, year 2 in the NFL, like these things will be cleaned up and they're really easy fixes. So never want to like judge a guy based off of like some of those things that aren't as polished, because that's the job of quarterback coaches in the NFL. Spread them out again. These are the plays that people love. These are the plays that people love, man. That was money. Oh, that was so money. Let's see what happened here. So they go a little Tampa 2, and let's see what route concept they have. They have stop, seam, inside fade, slant return. He's looking at this and he's saying, look, I think it's going to be cover 3. So I'm going to go out here to the side. I'm going to take my 10-yard stop route, take my 3-step, 1, 2, 3, plan it. Okay, they go cover 2. I'm screwed. What am I thinking here as a quarterback? Well, typically in an NFL scheme, you don't have your running back helping on a D end. You have a running back over the ball when you have 4 verts to a side. So you'll pretty much go, oh, they got me? Cool. Replace it over here. The other thing is this receiver got confused too. He should be converting. I don't know if they do that in their system, but in an NFL system, the stop route will turn into a go ball and you'll 2-on-1 the safety right here, which you didn't have enough space for. But since that didn't happen, the next part of this progression, and this is like a reaction to, oh shit, I messed up the coverage. He should reset and go down here. That would be 1. So 1A, 2, 3. That would be kind of his progression. But he starts getting into scramble mode, which I get. I used to do that all the time in college too. Was never really coached to like progress to the backside, especially if a concept is like a one side of the field read. Like this is probably one high man, this is one high zone. That's kind of what they were thinking for this. But this is where it gets exciting. He can do stuff like this, and that feels so Mahomey to me. Delivers a dot across his body, like wasn't able to really fully flip his hips 30 yards downfield. Like that is an ability that not many people have. Warrants him to be talked about like he's the #1 overall draft pick. I would say the thing that I'm seeing the most is I would say a lot more raw as a quarterback with like footwork and timing and stuff than I would have anticipated. It doesn't mean his ability is not there. Definitely has a high ceiling. We go a little RPO. Oof, get his guy the ball in space. Like that he can throw off of this platform too. Like it was uncomfortable. Like being able to throw those awkward throws. Those are like those Aaron Rodgers quick release bubbles and smokes. Good to have. They're going 33B again or 11B, depending on how these guys play. They're probably going to match anyways. But he's getting blitzed and they're popping out. So blitz in the middle, guys popping the edges, trying to stop you from throwing slants. But he's not hot. He's got plenty of time. Let's see. I don't love how he throws deep balls right now. I know this is just one game of what we're seeing, but this game just seemed kind of off for him as far as getting started throwing deep balls. We'll see if he picks it up. Takes like a really weird big first step and slide. 1, 2, quick hitch, second hit. Like in the NFL, if you're going to throw a go ball, you're going to take 3-step drop and hitch and let it go. It just kind of feels like he's like not sure what he wants to do or how to throw it, and then he ends up just overthrowing it. And that's more of like a throwaway to me than actually trying to dial it up for somebody. But I think it all starts with his feet. And I also think it starts with where are his eyes pre-snap. If you're going to throw the go ball, you don't need to really be looking over here. It's not like you need to just be dropping back to hold the safety. And in the NFL, in my opinion, like there's just so many little things I think that have to be cleaned up. But again, This is why I think he would benefit so heavily from not having to be the guy in year one. Like Jordan Love talked about on a podcast recently, he would much rather take the route that he took to being the starting quarterback and being as polished as he is, because he knew he wouldn't be the same player as a rookie, or even now if he had to develop bad habits and kind of work through that stuff early. He was able to do it behind the scenes at practice, and it made such a big difference for his first season starting. There we go. Now we're getting some sort of pressure look. These guys are going to probably bail out. If he's starting to bail out early, one of these guys probably bailing out early. Yep, they all bail out. Here we go. Now we got empty with chips. Chips on the end, chipped on the end. And I don't know, man. Here we go. Let's see what he's looking at. 1, 2, 3. Kind of slides back into it. He had an open receiver down here. I know this guy's hauling ass to get out there, but his eyes are not to the quarterback. And if you layer this to the sideline, 3-step plant, you got it. This guy's also got to be coming out of it. But then we'll reset. He doesn't get there. You don't feel comfortable. You're going to probably end up going here. If you're able to peek this, great, but we'll see. And he peeks it. They drop it, and he drops the ball. I think that's great. For whatever reason, he didn't feel comfortable here. This was kind of a lazy route by the receiver. Honestly, not kind of. This was a super lazy route by the receiver. This guy was like hauling ass way more than this guy was. He's going to reset in the pocket, climb. That's a great middle jerk route up the seam. And this being able to deliver it on a dime should have been, if he breaks one, that's a touchdown. If not, it's a huge play. So that's a great like arm talent ability. Great job climbing the pocket, eyes downfield. I love that. Again, I just want to see like the feet just feel like haphazard to me. And I think he'll feel less like, not that he's anxious, but I think he'll be way more decisive when his feet become decisive and letting things rip that are maybe he's a little bit uncomfortable about. I totally see why he didn't throw it down there. I wouldn't either to that receiver if he was running like that. But I think my biggest point is that his feet should have said 1, 2, 3, plant, about to throw. Oh, it doesn't look good, then reset. But he kind of was hesitant from the first step back. And you see those things trickle down over the course of a game. All right, 1st and 10. Going into, looks like they're playing cover 3. Let's see what they're rocking with. Like, I just think maybe he just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great play of throwing out of a sack to get what looks to be close to a first down. I don't know. I just think he needs, like, again, it's the same thing. I don't feel like beating a dead horse, but his feet don't look like he's ever really like really ready to make a decision on a throw. His feet are very reactive to finding an open guy versus anticipating, and that's just not gonna, like, he's gonna have to clean that up. He can get away with it in college. I don't want to hold it against him either, but we're watching tape just like we would in our quarterback room when I was in the league, and those are the things that the coach would be saying to me over and over and over and over and over again. So I'm gonna keep saying it. 21-21, we got a ball game. Here we go, zone read. Get out of there, stay safe. Yeah, like I wouldn't call him like a dual threat. I'd call him like a scramble to throw guy that is capable as a runner. He's definitely not looking to like get loose. Man, he's so good at escaping sacks. And I know this is like maybe not the best talent in the world that he's playing against, but number 2 team in college football this year. So I'm not going to say they're just slaps, but he's got like that is such a good ability, and not many guys can do that. A lot of guys in the league take sacks there. So I think that is such a huge asset to him, is like ability to break sacks. You see some guys right here just crumble right there and go down. He loves that little spin move in a tight space. And then to find his check down too, to be aware of his check down, like that's another plus. Like this hasn't been the flashiest game for him. He's taking care of the football. He's doing the right things. What are we going to get to? They're going to pop here, go back and go cover 2. They are. Here we go. What's he going to do? Quick game. Let's watch it. Ball's out. I love his like little slinger he's got, dude. Little slinger through the window. Oh, stay up. Get vertical north and south. Just arm angle. I think this is what excites you about a guy like him, is he can manipulate his arm with velocity still in the ball to get it from point A to point B. That's a sturdy, quick game passer, dude. I think, again, too, like USC's offense is such a scheme that like manipulates space. That's like the Texas Tech, Lincoln Riley, like that is their thing. And I don't know if like we have enough on Caleb Williams film wise to like judge him fairly based on what he's going to be asked to do in the NFL. Now this play was nasty. I saw this earlier in the year. Like this, let's just take a moment to appreciate Lincoln Riley for what he is. Very creative, outside zone, pivot back, flea flicker to a wide open guy. Also, delivering a dime. I know he's wide open, but delivering a dime flat-footed to somebody that's wide open is a little bit harder than you would think. The, oh my God, don't miss him, he's wide open, definitely pops into your head. So let's judge him based on this throw. See how his feet right here? Imagine if he was just taking a regular 3-step drop to throw an out route, timing out route on the left. 1, 2, 3, plant, balls out. Like, I just want to see him use that footwork on simple out routes and stuff in the beginning part of the play, which again, assuming he's going to have to do that when he gets to the NFL. All right, 28-28, they're going empty now. They got their little empty check. See everybody communicating. What's their empty check going to be when they wave their arms up and down? Cover 3. So let's see what they do. Ah, come on. Come on. Ah, Caleb. See, this is the stuff that, like, it's unfortunate. Let's see what concept they have. They probably have... They got stick. You got a wide open guy. You got to take him. Like, you got to take him 20 out of 20 times on 1st and 10. And then what do you have up here? You have a stick with a basic and a hitch. There is no reason to be passing up this guy. You've gotten it all game, and maybe you think they're going to jump it for some reason, but you're just jumping to conclusions. Like, just let go of the ball. Left, right, let go of the ball, and he's going to catch. If he breaks a tackle, it's going to be a big play. If he gets hit, it's going to be a 5-yard completion. And then if you don't like it, what you're going to have to do in the NFL is you're going to have to progress back to your backside read. You need to go 1 to 2 on the basic. That's got to be a progression on this play with how they're getting it. So 1, if you don't like 1, okay, move on. Move on. You have a good pocket, slide subtly or up, and hit this basic on the backside. Because you got a freaking huge play. But he creates his own pressure by going out to the right, and then he fumbles trying to do too much. And I'm just telling people, like, these are the things, in my opinion, that are red flags for when you go and get a guy number 1 overall. Like, he's got to not ever make those plays, in my opinion, or very rarely. And you've got to progress backside, and like, you're going to be asked to do that in the NFL. If that's the style of football, is if the first read's not there and then you're going to scramble, if that's what you have to live and die by, it's going to be really hard to win games in the NFL. We'll see it from the back view. This guy starts creeping in. He's probably expecting the safety to come down, but the safety stays deep because the safety is now playing this guy in cover 3, and he doesn't have any help because this guy's in the middle of the field. He's got 3 to a side, 2 to this side. So he's staring him down. It should be left, right there. Ball's out. Ball is out. He pumps, and then it should be like a slight shuffle, and this guy, layer it over the middle of the field. You might have a touchdown. Like, you might, but you created your own pressure. You just got to be willing to throw with anticipation. So left, right, ball out. If you don't, reset to here and rip it in this window right there, right now. And the guy will run through it, catch it. And if you make somebody miss, it's a touchdown. But instead, it's a fumble in your own red zone. And like, that honestly cost them at this point this game, because it was tied 28-28. Now it's end of the second quarter. You gave up points right before halftime. And you're in a back and forth game against one of the best teams in the country that can score at will against a defense that's not playing well. So you can't give them short fields, and you cannot give them possession. So I know that Caleb Williams did a really good job this year of not throwing interceptions, but that is a red flag on that fumble. But it's early in the game. He's still going to go play. People make mistakes. It is what it is. Let's go see how he responds. They got 20 seconds left at half, and they're going to hand the ball off. If they pop one, then they're probably going to get back on the ball quick. They do. 10 seconds left, 1 timeout. You need about 25 yards. Bounce back. Get out of bounds. Now, this is where I just wish he'd slash. These are the things that I'm telling you guys Jaden Daniels does. And I'm not trying to compare these guys every single time, but I just see 2 different players when I put on tape, and I don't see it the same way that I think the general public sees it. I see him drop back. Great block right here, by the way. Like, this was a hell of a block by the running back. Yes, they let somebody free. And I don't know, man. I just think if you stick your foot north and south, you have nobody within 20 something yards of you, and you'll get a first down rushing the ball. You check it down and you play safe to not have a turnover, not make a mistake. I get that. Right here. Step up. And maybe you can't. Maybe you can't. I can't be too harsh on that because this angle is a little bit different. But I don't know. I also think that you can step up and dirt it at this guy's foot. I think that with 10 seconds left, taking 1, 2, 3, scramble, check it down for 4 yards, like time over yards there. And how much time do they have left now? 3 seconds? I just think he maybe could have navigated a little bit differently, but maybe not. That's a judgment call that he's got to make. Now we got a Hail Mary, I'm assuming, or they're just going to get a little check down. Nope, they're going to get sacked. I don't know. The same thing here. Let's go to the other view. I don't want to speak on it too early. You know the pressure's coming from this side. The line should be sliding this way. And if they're not, okay, they are. Perfect. We got 5 slide. Going to drop back. I feel like that's the slash lane. I know that's the slash lane. You've seen so many guys scramble up and out, throw deep, and I'm not going to tell somebody how to scramble, but I think, and again, this might just be one game. This might be one game that he just wasn't seeing the pocket, was feeling the pressure. He had a lane to get out on, I'll tell you that. So a few times now we've seen him cause his own pressure. Sometimes it's not him, but we've seen more often than not this game that he's causing his own pressure with his pocket awareness. But they're still in it. See what he checks to. Play action. Go. Deliver a dime. I like that. Here we go. We got a little half roll. You see the 49ers do this where they pop a guy over, set the edge wider. Looks a little haphazard with his feet, a little too deep in the pocket. Like you want to be in here. I'm almost positive design-wise, he should be half rolling at this angle to set up right here and step up. He kind of goes straight back for some reason. And then over and then up. So like he kind of creates that, I don't know, extra urgency that I don't think he really needed to, but he delivered a dime. And that's the thing that I'm saying. Like, I don't want to see this guy have to play and have to be a savior in year one, because he has so many tools that make him special as a thrower that, like, if he could go in 1 year and just sit behind somebody like Mahomes did with Alex Smith and the Chiefs, like, I think he has the tools to do all the right things. I also think he has a lot of bad habits that he's got to break. But like this ability to be stepping up and climbing the pocket and throw like across field, that's so special. He has it in him. He just has to clean things up. And I don't think it's fair for any team to think that he has to be the savior year one just because he's a #1 overall pick. Here we go. 28-35. Play fake. Like that's what I like to see in the pocket. That was smooth. That was so smooth. I love that. Let's go, dude. This is what I love to see. Look at his feet here versus earlier. How like much more calm and under control he was. Going through his reads. Step slide. Guy wasn't open. Tried to progress. Maybe there's something else backside. Come back. Now he's got to go make a play. And he does. Like that little wiggle is such a underrated athletic ability. Love that. Let's watch it from this point of view. Like that looks under control and patient in the pocket, not looking at the rush. And even though somebody got free, like then turn it on. This was sweet. Here we go. Play fake. Look at how much more comfortable in the pocket he looks. Progressing through. Like you could tell. Let's watch it. First read. No. Second read. Here. I think he took a little long to watch it, but first read, second read, ball's out. Great ball placement, and it's a drop. Like, that's great on him, dude. That was such a good job of going through his progression. Was it a little slow? Maybe. Like, I think he could have got off of #1 earlier, but he went through it. That's good improvement from earlier in the game. A little RPO, like that. Job changing the arm angle and the throw. Get it all around this guy off the edge. Look at that, dude. So close. That was a better idea though. You saw the one from earlier where he like let it hang up way deep. He threw this one more of like an up and away back shoulder. He missed the throw again slightly. He hasn't been throwing the ball great downfield this game, but Washington hasn't really been giving them too many gimmies or press balls where he can just let it fly. He's having to be more accurate with his down throw fields versus just throw guys that are beating one-on-one coverage. And that was Washington's MO. They weren't going to get beat deep by guys. Not in one-on-one situations. They're not trying to give him freebies. Now here, short yardage, probably going to be a handoff, but it might be a little more risky here. And this was nuts. That play was so good. So short yardage situation, they were running a fake QB power to a running back corner route, and they got pressure. And him knowing that his foolproof option over here is this guy one-on-one, like this is great football. And this is why people look at him like, damn, like he can be that guy. And I love that. Like that ability is sick. I want to see the backside view of this. Like, look at what he was able to do here. As far as like a guy being able to play on ability, like that's insane. That is so sick. I'm just praying for him that he doesn't have to go in and be the savior from day one, because I think his ceiling is so high that if he can get the easy gimme things that are just routine about playing quarterback in the NFL, especially in a West Coast system, he can get those things down to where like when these plays come up that he has to be crazy are just a bonus. That's amazing, because right now they're kind of living on that. Like the in rhythm routine stuff doesn't look very good. Or it doesn't look very clean. Like right here, I don't like that he's forcing that. You have to look at it this way. You have 3-man rush. They're bringing one, dropping one. And you're going to end up with so many people over here covering 2. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 people pushing over to 2. Where do you have space? It's up top. You have time. They're only bringing 4. You have 6 people blocking. Like, that's a forced throw right into a safety. I think, again, I'm not saying much about it because he doesn't have a route concept that he is able to progress to. But in the NFL, you'll have something over here with something that's coming to you. If you're starting right, it'll be right to left. Well, this will be left for him, be left to right across the board. He'll have something like a deep in, a shallow, something that he can progress to. Right here, maybe he's throwing this because he knows he has no other option besides scramble. The other thing I will say is this ball should go to the running back if that's his answer. So again, forced throw deep downfield. Like, he really hasn't been throwing the ball great downfield this game. He's had the one back shoulder on the scramble in the 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, whatever that was. And he had the flea flicker, but all these other deeper decisions, I don't think have been too good. I think the ball placement's been great. But again, this is just one game. We're looking at this under a microscope. Again, against one of the best teams in the country this year. Here we go. Drops back. Resets. Nice. There we go. Little pick play. They're going to call it. I like that touch. Navigates the pocket. Knows he's just got to let him win. Kind of pushes it to him. Oh, they must have gave it to him. Maybe a defensive holding. Here we go. Bubble. You got space, big dog. The ball placement. Here we go. He's coming down. Oh, that sucks. The stop and start that he has, though, is so good. Just get down. I don't know why they're not just killing him. He would have got killed right there. Here we go. I mean, he's so shifty in the pocket, dude. This is like, he's sturdy too. He's strong. Like, he's not going down on an arm tackle. It's impressive. I know he's got a bunch of stuff in his face. He's not seeing the open guy, but guy wasn't even a part of his read. Obviously wishes that he would have seen him coming, but he's just been through hell and back just to get to this point. So I think it's safe. Like, it's a safe throwaway. He did not throw many interceptions this year. And I think it's because of those decision-making things where things aren't super clean that he just was able to, all right, let's play the next play. Here we go. Let's get into empty, clean up the shell. And they're going to be going cover 2, Tampa 2. Throw the bubble. All right. Like, I want to see, I mean, they just got it on 3rd and long. And again, it's hard to judge him based on play calling because they're calling plays based on the college scheme. Like, you see a lot of bubbles. You don't see him have to do some things, That was money. Please tell me he caught that. He did. That was money. Here we go. Finally, we got a deep, looks like a little back shoulder fade. And this was a design back shoulder fade. So like, they knew that when this was off coverage, that this is how this was going to be thrown pre-snap. Let's watch his feet when he's decisive. 1, 2, 3. He was so decisive at the top with his feet right here. Like, great base. Like, he had, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he has the ability to do that. There's a few throws earlier in the game that I believe he should have thrown like that he didn't, that I just think will come with time of being in the NFL and knowing how go balls are ran in the NFL, the different trajectory, different flights versus different coverages. And I'm just like, dude, the ability is so there. He's so special as a passer. He just needs to have somebody work with him and clean things up. It would be really miraculous if by the time he goes and steps on the field as a starter, say he starts week 1 wherever he goes, if he is able to clean up all of this stuff in a matter of an offseason and one offseason with the team, I'd be so thoroughly impressed. This is the type of thing, though, that on top of learning a playbook and on top of learning like a scheme, your personnel around you, that normally takes to that second offseason to feel like, okay, I have all of this down, plus the plays, plus how I'm being asked to play, plus being able to go into my bag of tricks in my toolbox to be able to be me. We'll see how it plays out. 4th quarter, though, game right within reach. Can't help that his defense let up 45, but they put up 42. Here we go. You see the fence, the picket fence. Picket fence, you got 0 blitz. You're going to be short a man. That's kind of your indicator. Ball's out. Good ball placement. Good defense, man. That's really good defense to rally and make that tackle in the open field. 4th quarter, down by 3. You got 3 almost in the bag, so you got to be smart. Keep good decision making. No sacks. Don't get yourself sacked out of red zone. And the play calling's trying to help that. Throwing bubbles, getting the ball out of his hands quick. That should have been probably 15 for a face mask. Now we're in 3rd and 7. This is where it's like, all right, what are we going to do? We're in empty. They're going 0 again, it looks like. Making an empty check. Nope, look. All picket fence. They're telling you that, look, we're going to bring the house. Probably going to pop somebody here or there so that you can't throw any quick inbreakers. So they're going to mess with the protection rules. Let's see what their answer is. If I had to guess, it might be a screen. Yep, there it is. And there's the screen. But you're going to need to go block the most dangerous if you're going to throw a screen. Go block the most dangerous. Him, probably leave this guy. One of the two. Don't go block the least dangerous guy and make him have to make a play. Oh, and they're going to call holding. That's so unfortunate. I forgot that that's how this happened. They score a touchdown to take the lead when they zero blitzed them, and they got a holding call, which also knocks them further out of field goal range. And it's going to take a sack. The one thing that you could not do, we just talked about it, was take a sack. And that's situationally, man, you got to know. Like you've got to know that no matter what, you cannot take a sack. They're going empty, they're chipping. Like if you do not have a guy open, like they're holding the shit out of these guys. Like they're not calling defensive holding or anything, but you've got to dirt the ball. See his drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First hitch, second hitch, third. Like you don't have that much time. You don't have that much time. You have to be more deliberate with your feet. Take a real 5-step drop, not a little skip, hop, slide. Get to your depth of the pocket quick with a 5-step so that you can set the pocket deep and step up into the pocket to shorten the edge. That way, if you do need to throw the ball away, you can throw it away on your first hitch, maybe second hitch. He took so long to get to his 5-step that by here, nobody's even like, he's in a bad part of the pocket because he's still in the soft, like he's still in the top part. You need to drop deep, set it up, and he's not able to throw it away. It's just so unfortunate. And I just think it's like, it comes down to the footwork. We're talking about that the entire game. Like his footwork wasn't sharp. He looked hesitant, didn't look really like, he was just dropping to buy time instead of being deliberate with his feet. And it led to a sack and changed the entire course of this game. They go down, they score a touchdown, and this game's going to be over. But in the winning part of the game and like the situational part of this game, he did something that in the quarterback room in the NFL, they would be deliberately telling you that's the only thing you can't do. And that's been the common theme of this game. His highs are so high. They're insanely high. But his floor as of today is lower than some of these other guys that I think are a little more pro-ready with their feet, decision-making, situational football awareness, all of that stuff. I think his floor as of today is lower, but that floor can be raised if he goes to the right situation with good coaching, is given time to like learn quarterbacking from the NFL side. And if you can do that to raise the floor, the ceiling's already so high. This guy's got all the tools to be super special. He's got the tools to be the #1 overall pick. Typically the teams that take somebody #1 overall though, they need him to play right away. And I just hope that if he goes to the Bears #1, they do not play him immediately. Let him learn at least for half the season, at least 4 or 5 games. Get him caught up to speed and make his foundation of like footwork in the NFL and decision making and situational awareness, like bring that up a notch so that you can allow him to check those boxes, and then when he needs to make a play, then he can go be him and go make his plays. So that's what I've been seeing in this breakdown. It's insane how high his ceiling is. Teams need to be smart with how they really like ramp him up and get him caught up to speed, because he still is really raw in my opinion compared to some of the other film that we've seen on some of these other guys that have come from either more pro style systems or just older. That's my Caleb Williams breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got any comments you'd like to leave, definitely send them down below and subscribe while you're at it.